to scare you guys or nothing like that.
We always started
Oh,
off with
snap. We
YouTube.
got Jose Cantu in the building. Round of applause for the guy. How you feeling tonight, brother?
Good. This is my first podcast I've been on, besides like my own.
Other than your own?
Other than my own that I got to be on. So it's fucking.
We're happy to pop your cherry.
A lot of cherry poppage going on. It doesn't. It actually surprises me because I actually just got done watching your video, Naked Cooking with Jose. That was hilarious, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I want to go back to that. Before I was doing my naked, I felt comfortable, and I got diagnosed with psoriasis.
Oh,
okay. A year and a half ago. Yeah, right. So then, it was just weird getting all these red spots, and so I was like, I can't fucking do this now. Mm-hmm. So I'm on my medicine now, but the medicine I'm using lost me a lot of weight too.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I'm back at it. Actually, I was thinking about, because I posted those up like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my girlfriend, I was like, all right, I got my own kitchen. I got everything I need now. I'm back at the gym.
Time to get back on the naked cooking with Jose vibe.
Have to get naked again.
The grind.
Now I don't need my buddies to film me naked. That's the best part.
Right.
It's very hard.
Man. I don't know why, like, I wasn't expecting the part where your cheeks were exposed. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that's what I was wondering, because
so
like
funny.
You're wearing the apron, and I'm like, is he gonna turn around and be bare-assed, or is he like actually just like wearing boxers or whatever? No. But you were like bare-ass.
Bare-ass, yeah. I have to go all in.
I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I hear you.
Naked, and then like behind the scenes, you see him wearing underwear. It's like Bear Grylls not staying the night in the goddamn tent and using the hotel. So I try not to cheat my audience.
Man, real talk
policy.
though.
Yeah,
I respect it, man. Well, those look like some potentially viral episodes right there. Those videos. Man, it definitely has a potential. I mean, people just don't do that kind of stuff. Did you used to like? Let me ask you this. I don't know why I get these vibes off watching that video.
Wow.
Were you like a streaker in high school? Did you streak the
No.
quad?
No, dude, I was but there was a prank that I did in high school. I probably can't talk about, but I was not really comfortable in my body in high school.
Okay.
So it took a while for me to be like, fuck it, like I'm totally okay now with this. So the naked cooking show probably took a long time to get to.
Right. Yeah, man, I could relate to that, man. I was pretty chunky in high school. And I think when I turned 20, I lost, or I worked to lose about 60, 70 pounds in like 3 months. And like I totally transformed. And people were asking me, are you on Molly? Like, what are you on? Like, you got to be on some kind of drugs in order to be losing that kind of weight. And I'm like, nah, man, I just like snapped one day, and I just wanted to lose the weight. So, I mean, I transformed during that period. And it sounds like you went through something like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because everyone that thinks you lose so much amount of weight, they want to just automatically put you at the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't think that hard work ever exists.
Right.
So yeah, no, I was skinny, and I've had trouble gaining weight more than losing. Like I
okay.
Easily, but gaining weight, it was a challenge. So, and it's a lot of people, and like that factor of being like skinny doesn't really get talked about.
Right.
Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm right here with you.
It's really
like,
hard.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude.
I know.
Like, I didn't wear shorts for 14 fucking years because I was like, from like 14 to 26 years old, I didn't wear shorts because I felt like I was too skinny to wear shorts.
Yeah.
I
did wear short shorts when I was in high school because I love Jackass. I grew up on Jackass a lot. And they kind of made me feel very comfortable and like being very like okay with yourself. Like fucking buddies, pulling pranks on each other, So that helped. But I mean, yeah, so there are pictures of me wearing like really tight short shorts to school. And as a teenage boy, that was the worst thing you could possibly do, because everything you saw or just rubbed against, it would just instantly hard on. But but other than that, it over the years, I've gotten so comfortable with who I was.
That's awesome. Isn't it the worst, like getting random boners as a guy, like at the grocery store or something, and you're like, fuck, I gotta like tuck it now. Damn
Tuck
it.
it in the belt, yeah.
That's the absolute worst.
And now though, you could just start flexing that thing.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit. You know
I guess if you got like gray sweatpants on or something, then it's damn near okay.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'm gonna let this hang a little bit.
It's almost encouraged.
Yeah. It's almost like at this point, dude, everyone knows everyone gets a boner. True. It's at least the fact that it's working is a plus. That's all you can tell me.
The older you get, you're like, yes, I could still do this.
Yeah,
this
right.
Is great news.
I could get that on the spot easily. Yeah. I don't need to sit there and you need to give me 10 minutes to do my thing. It is there.
So It's not weird to get boners in public no more?
Not after a certain age, because you just should be happy. It's
good to know.
Works.
That is amazing to know, because now next time it happens, I'm just gonna let it be. No more tucking. No more tucking and rolling.
No.
2021. Just let it out.
I think if you're single, I think it's a different story-ish. But I think once now that I'm taken, if I get a random boner, I'm just, it's whatever.
She's gonna be like, what's going on? I got this thing. This is gonna more than likely be TMI, but fuck it, we're on the pod. Okay. I got this thing where I get like, if I get too relaxed, I fucking get boners. And it oftentimes happens when I'm driving. Like if I'm on a long road trip and I'm driving, I just get random boners. This is so much TMI, my bad, guys. But like I'll get to a gas station and I tell you what, the gas ain't the only thing I'm about to be pumping. Sorry.
Dude, those long road trips, dude. I have to drive to LA. And it takes me like 3 hours sometimes. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like,
you'd totally be jacking off right now.
I totally could be.
Yeah.
But LA traffic's so inconsistent. I don't want to get distracted and hit
There's probably a lot of jacking off going on in LA traffic. What else is there to do?
I heard a lot of truck drivers do it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that's basically like their bedroom. So I mean, I guess I kind of get it. Yeah. They got to sleep in those.
They're like sitting high up, and I hate driving next to them when I'm wearing shorts or something, because I'm like, these motherfuckers are looking down my shirt. They're checking out my legs. They're probably touching themselves. And like, they really do be looking in the mirrors, like trying to like,
hey, shout out Earl, our trucker homie.
And my friend Michael.
Yeah. Everybody's. I remember when I worked for UPS, one of our like one day of training, because I only did it for like the seasonal. They would tell us that like, hey, you're up there, you can see through people's cars, you're gonna see some shit, you're gonna see some dude jerking off. I'm letting you know, or some guy getting head.
Yeah, that's the risk you take with giving roadhead too. You're like, fuck, somebody's gonna see me doing
roadhead is super dangerous. I mean, not
not
because you're like,
it's a good idea.
It is a terrible idea. I mean, it's great like for us guys, but I'm telling you, man, I've never sped in a vehicle more than I do when I'm getting roadhead. Like I'll look at the speedometer like, oh shit, I'm going 120. Where did this speed come from?
Best case scenario is, well, I guess the worst case scenario, if you do crash and both of you guys don't make it, at least when they come in there, they will see at least you finished.
Yeah.
You're at a good point in your life.
They're like, well,
he
went out the way he wanted.
Best possible way to go.
Maybe she didn't want to go the way she wanted, but hey.
Yeah.
They all can't be winners out of that.
Yeah.
Man, dude. So did you watch Mortal Kombat?
I did watch it. What'd you think? Watched it in the movie theaters, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, yeah. Awesome. I mean, I have HBO. Actually, yeah, I have HBO Max. But I told my girlfriend, hey, the movie theater's open. We should go to support it.
Yeah.
So I watched Godzilla in theaters a couple of weeks ago, and then we just got done watching Mortal Kombat. And is it worth the $10? Probably not in a way, but it's good to be back at the movie theaters.
Yeah. So it's good to get back outside.
Yeah. And it was cool because there was only like 6-7 people in the theaters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really?
I didn't know that right now, because of so little bit of people going to the theaters, you can actually buy out a whole theater for like a couple $100. I didn't know that. Like a few months ago, I had some family in town and they were like, let's go buy out the theaters. I'm like, who's paying for it? And they're like, oh, I mean, it's only a couple $100. I'm like, what? I'm thinking it's gonna be like 1,000 at least. Like, yeah, a couple $100 to go watch this movie. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. So we ended up buying out a theater. It was only like, I don't know, like 8 of us or whatever, like same amount that you just said in the theater, but we had the whole entire theater to ourselves.
Can you bring your popcorn?
Oh, we ended up buying popcorn and drink. It was one of those theaters that sell alcohol or whatever.
Okay.
So I mean, man, it was pretty cool. I mean, the alcohol was super expensive, but like if you think that the Pepsi is expensive at the movie theaters, imagine how much a beer was. We got like 3 drinks and they brought the tab. It was like $80. I was like, I'll be having one drink in this movie.
You know, that's weird because like I totally get why every food and drinks are super expensive because the movie theaters don't make money off the ticket.
Right.
Really, so I'm cool with the price. I mean, you it's always known that they overprice it, but like I don't even drink at the movie theaters either because it's like my church.
Word.
The movie theater is my church. I like to just be sober and watch the movie experience.
So you like to learn because you're a filmmaker, correct?
Yeah, but it's I just like the experience of it though. Like it's just great to get out and go in some place where the AC is on, get your popcorn, I get my Coke icy, sit by myself, and I just fucking daydream for about like 2.5 hours.
That's pretty cool. Interesting, man.
I've always wanted to be like the kind of person who could go to the movies by themselves. I've done it one time, and it was 2 years ago. It was my first time ever doing it.
And the guy behind you was jerking off, and you're like, never again.
No, I went and saw a chick flick, and it was just a bunch of fucking middle-aged women in the theater, and I was like, oh fuck, is this like what I look like right now? Is this me? Is this what it's come to? Like,
I gotta get 7 cats now.
Am I pathetic? Like, what's happening? But like, it was my first time, and I was just because I've always wanted to be someone who could go and do that shit by themselves. But it's like it was really like weird for me. It was very awkward.
I felt like that when I watched Nightcrawler, and I usually don't smoke, but I smoked before Nightcrawler. And if you've seen Nightcrawler, it's about some fucking psychopath who has the complete hustle of doing anything he can if he applies his mind. I'm sitting there high by myself thinking like, dude, I'm such a fucking creep, exactly like this guy for some reason. I'm sitting here by myself like Travis fucking, you know, just feeling so paranoid about it. So I totally get it. It's a weird thing, but it's so fun because I hate going with people to movie theaters because I don't want questions to be asked about the goddamn movie.
I hate when people talk during movies. Like pet peeve.
I'm a talker during movies.
I don't know either. This is the first time I'm watching this. Shut the fuck up and watch the movie.
I'm that guy.
I hate it.
Wait, what did they just say? Wait, what does that mean?
No.
Why would they do that? I'm that guy. So I would annoy you.
You drive me crazy
in a major way. Hey, Jose. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you like to watch independent films too?
I mean, like I love, like I said, Mortal Kombat. I liked. It was cheesy. It was good. I mean, you're gonna get what you're gonna get out of that movie,
right?
But I do watch I guess independent films as well. I'm open to literally any genre as long as it's a good fucking story. Like that's all I care about.
What's that festival that I think it's called Sundance Festival, where all of the independent filmmakers and just everybody in the industry pretty much pops up, right, and tries to just rub elbows with everybody. Yeah. Have you ever gone to a festival like that?
No, Sundance used to be like one of the first, I think, festivals that kind of like supported independent filmmaking back in the 90s. And now you just go, there's so many festivals out there now, but Sundance is still one of them. But there's the South by Southwest in Texas.
Oh, they do. I thought that was music. They do movies too, or is it just an all-in-one event?
I think that they do at the Alamo Draft House, which is like a big there. And there's like, now there's a lot of like minority film festivals too. There's one in San Diego for like Asian filmmakers.
Oh, okay.
But Sundance, I mean, it's just weird now how the movie industry is working. you know, with streaming services that are going on and with the theaters closing down, it's like festivals are a little bit different right now, at least in my opinion.
Right. I remember back in the day, well, not that much back in the day, but around 2007, there was an independent film that went kind of big, not huge, but I believe you were able to watch it on maybe Netflix. I don't know if Netflix was around then, but something like it. But the movie was called Teeth. Do you recall that movie?
Yeah, the girl with the vagina, with teeth in her vagina.
Yeah, that was like, that's like my fondest moment of an independent film that made its way in front of my face, and just watching it, like, dude, I still have nightmares about that movie. Stella, did you see that movie?
No, but literally you saying that, like, I'm getting like this like weird like sensation down there, like, ugh, like, ugh.
Dude, yeah, I remember that movie came out because it has that guy from Nip Tuck, like the son. I don't know if you guys watched Nip Tuck. It was on FX, and he was in it. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this movie, and like I kind of watched the movie. I don't know. It's a different idea. I just I don't know. The fucking vagina with teeth in it. It's just like, it sounds great as a concept, but to make a whole movie, I don't know.
Right. No, I mean, that movie was, I mean, just everything, the way that movie went down with the girl with the teeth. I'm just like, dude, like just thinking about like, what if that was like something that really happened and you, oh my gosh, and she was just snapping pieces off left and right.
Dude,
that's what it was like though.
It follows.
What?
It follows.
It follows.
Yeah, it's where there's a curse that goes on. So say I hooked up with some chick, but that chick hooked up with somebody in the past where there's this curse, right? So if that person hooks up with that person with a curse, you have this curse now, and then somebody, like some fucking creature that no one else can see but you, is following you. And you kind of have to run away from this creature, and the only way for me to pass it on is to have sex with someone else.
Oh, I'd hook up with someone so fucking fast, bro.
Yeah, but if they get caught and they get killed, you have the curse again, and then yeah.
Fuck.
It's on Netflix.
It is?
That movie's on Netflix
check it out
right now.
It came out in theaters, I think 2013 or 14.
Teeth?
It follows.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
It follows.
So, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Dude, there's the horror industry right now is fucking rocking it.
Are you still working on something? Because last I saw you was a while ago, but
yeah,
you were working on
I'm working on this film called True American Violence. We shot it a year and a half, 2 years ago, but with COVID and then everyone kind of doing their own thing, I had to let go of the editor that was originally supposed to edit the film. So we have a new editor on right now. It's a learning process. It's a long ass process though. I
can't imagine.
Do you like to take part in like the whole entire process? Do you like to do the editing or the directing, editing, even the acting and script writing and all that?
So I wrote it and directed it.
That's awesome.
So it's my first real feature, and it is such an overwhelming experience. Because I used to just shoot short films, fucking just like camera right there, say your line, let's just have fun with it.
Yeah.
But this one was like the first day we rented out a bar and we had 6 hours to shoot it. We had 11 to 5 to shoot like 10 different scenes, I think, before the sun comes up. And like there's 30 people there, 10 of them are extras, 5, 6 of the main cast, cinematographer, sound guy, and you got everyone coming up to you. Hey, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Oh, on page 8, I'm saying this, but in page 10, like, how am I supposed to feel after the next scene? So you're jumping around the scripts, and you have extras who have never been on set who are like, I don't know what I'm wearing. What am I supposed to wear? What am I supposed to do in the background? And it was just like, holy shit! Like, I am so like not. And then also, I've never been at that bar, so originally I wanted to shoot like this wide shot and make it one shot scene, but half the bar had all our equipment there, so we had to eliminate half the bar already.
A lot of improvise.
Good way to improvise. Luckily, my cinematographer that I had, he's been through the ropes, so he helped out a lot. But it was very like a learning experience.
How do you source all the people? Are these like people that you've known for a while, or do you put ads up? And
The producer, so the guy put money down on it. He had most of the connections, and then whoever he knew, they had connections, because everybody else was in LA. I was the only guy from San Diego. So they kind of just did their thing, and I'm just sitting there just like, okay. Like,
did you film it in LA?
Yeah, we filmed some of it in LA. We filmed in Big Bear, San Diego. We filmed behind Sublime L House.
Oh, cool.
And the restaurant next to Sublime. We filmed a couple of diners in there. So it's a learning experience still. So I'm saving up for my next film. I'm saving up about like 10 grand for my next film that I'm basically going all in. Like, now that I got it, I broke my cherry on directing a film. The next film I'm doing, I'm just like, fuck it. I already know what to do now. I already know what to experience, at least most of it.
Right. You know? Well, you got to learn more, and the only way to do it is to dive in. So
yeah, that's absolutely the only way to learn. Man, that's pretty exciting, bro.
So
do you have an idea of like what kind of film you wanna do?
Yeah, I'm writing it the new one I'm writing right now. It's about the cancel culture that's going on.
Already interested.
Yeah, so it's sort of like that, and I'm kind of taking the I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it.
Right.
I really don't. But
I don't want you to spoil it.
Yeah. I'm actually super like, I'm like, this is the one, you never have something where you're just fucking guaranteed, just like absolutely guaranteed it's gonna like, I sacrifice everything just for this thing. This is exactly what I'm trying to do for this story. And but yeah, it's about the cancel culture, and it takes place in kind of an alternate timeline.
Okay.
So I can like fuck with a little bit of things. But yeah, I think it's very relevant to what's going on today.
Dude, that's awesome. So when you write your scripts and everything, man, that you got to do some elaborate thinking, I feel, because you got to write scripts and kind of envision people in your head as you're writing, right? Because you're almost envisioning the movie in your head as you're writing, right?
Yeah, but I kind of like daydream a lot. So like a lot of my ideas are very like kind of basic. You know, if I tell people, anybody can come up with an idea. Just, you know, just take two people talking and just imagine what they're talking about and imagine how they got there.
Yeah.
What problems they're having and what happens afterwards.
Right.
And just kind of see where that goes. And then that's kind of how ideas kind of start. Reading the newspaper, watching other films, and then kind of learning how those characters play out. And you come up with some idea, because I don't know. I don't think it's either, I feel like nothing's original.
Yeah.
Or everything's like an original type of thing.
Right.
So like all these ideas I come up with are kind of like from somebody else. You know, you just kind of as long as you watch movies, I feel like you could come with some way to make it your own.
Right.
You know, with characters, I kind of like base it off me, though. Like have a little bit of my DNA in the main character, or else I have no way of fucking rooting for the guy or girl.
That's the way to do it, though. That's how you put your trademark on your films, is you add a little bit of your DNA into each of the characters. That's what Quentin Tarantino does. That's why anytime you watch one of his movies, you're like, oh, this is a Quentin Tarantino movie, even if you've never been told that.
Yeah, you know when you see it, you don't even have to like see his name before the credits. You know, you just put a scene out there, and you could tell by his dialogue, the way characters reference other films too.
His foot shots.
Yeah, his editing shots. Yeah, it's definitely his foot shots are, but like that's cool because Hitchcock has his blonde fetish thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's.
What's the Josie fetish?
The Josie fetish. Oh, I don't.
Cooking naked.
What's gonna be your like
excessive nudity? No, I don't know. Like I think music is such an important factor in film. So like I sit there like hours and just listening to music. And then I like to like place music in like how the form of the script would be written. And then I'll just start writing in between what happens, how to get to each point. So like music takes, I guess that's my huge fetish, I guess. I don't know yet. I don't know.
But you're not like making musicals though.
No, but I would love to. I have a musical idea.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll help you write the musical idea.
I think it's a very offensive movie, but I fucking love it. It's something like,
it's one of those. If you're not getting canceled, you didn't make it, Josie.
I know.
That is true. Getting canceled means that you made it.
If you get canceled for a movie about cancel culture, wouldn't that be so great?
That would be fun. I seriously, I think already on my podcast, I think I might get canceled for something I said on there.
Oh, for sure. I was listening to
Say it on this one too.
I have many things. There's many things I probably said out of the 10. I know like the last one I recorded 3 years ago about Louis C.K. I remember my first comment someone gave me was calling me a piece of shit. I was like, I was kind of stoked about that. I was like,
hey, I love Louis C.K.
Is called the most ignorant and flagrant podcast.
Unfiltered
and flagrant podcast.
Yeah. Oh no, the most ignorant and unfiltered.
Get it right, Stella.
I for some reason I thought it said flagrant, but maybe I'm getting you confused with Andrew.
You're being flagrant right now.
Oh yeah, Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
No,
I love that guy too.
I try to record my podcast. It takes me like 5 times to say the name, but it is so accurate.
Say your own.
You say my own name. Trust me.
Yeah.
I write scripts and I have to act my own lines and I forget my lines. So it's not. It's one of those things
that's something that I always thought about when it came to acting and remembering scripts. I feel like that's probably the most difficult part of acting because I mean you got to do so much with the expression that you're portraying, emotions, all of those things, and you just got to kind of do it with the scripted line, but you almost don't want to think about the line at all, right? Because you want to make the acting look good, right?
Yeah. Like I said, the actors I hired for this film, for True American Violence, they killed it. Like my respect for actors is like through the roof, because not only that they like will take my lines and like make it their own,
right,
but like they bring it to life. Like they would take their time and be like, why is my character saying this line, and then work it out, and then when they say it on camera, it's like you sit back and you're like, holy shit, someone took their time and actually did this. It's crazy.
I feel like the conversations that I play in my head with people who have no idea I'm having these conversations with them, and the emotion that I put into it, there'll be times where I'm like, fuck man, I could totally fucking be in a movie right now. Like I could cry, I can make myself cry, like feel the emotion.
Wait, Stella, I mean? So did I just hear you say that you have conversations with people that don't know you're having conversations with them?
Yeah, in my head. I'm literally crazy.
Oh, so you're like those crackheads on the corner that are just talking to random people.
Yeah, no, I could do that. But like I'll be in the shower or just like in my room or in my car, and I can have like full on like I'm talking to you, like to where I'm like invoking like actual emotion, like crying, like all these things. And I'm like, fuck, dude, get me an audition, dude. I just killed this shit.
Can we audition for you right now, Jose? Give us a script.
Let's give you a script. Oh, geez. Oh, shit. Okay.
Let's do it. Just tell us to say something.
No, I do the same thing by myself. If you put a camera in my apartment, you would think I'm fucking like $10.
Oh, yeah.
Type of status.
Yeah, I'm fucking
talk to myself. I act out all my characters.
Yeah.
Make different voices. Yeah. Fucking blast music, and yeah.
That's me.
That's me when I used to like drink by myself in my apartment.
That's me sober. Like I'm so fucking sober, and I'm just like batshit around these parts.
I've been sober for some time now too. Well, not that I was doing like drugs or nothing, but I mean like from drinking. I haven't drank in a while.
Like a week.
It was good, man. It feels good to feel like clean. I feel like my liver is smiling at me.
I'm good now. I like it. I like not drinking every day now.
Yeah.
I'm more creative.
Right?
Yeah.
like when
there's
when
more
you're
clarity in the creativity. You're probably just as creative when you're drinking, but it's like less clarity.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about like where the word alcohol came from? Have you ever seen that before? It's called, all right, so alcohol came from some Arabic term called al-kul and al-ghal, which means body eating spirit. And it says, perhaps this is why alcoholic drinks are called spirits and booze. Drinking alcohol is one of the fastest things you can do to lower your vibration, and it's been used as a tool to keep human consciousness at a lower state for thousands of years. That's kind of crazy, right?
That fucking blows my mind.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. It makes too much sense. Oh God, here's our hater.
I know this. Oh my gosh. Renesmee. She always comes in at the most perfect moments. But isn't that wild though? Because we're talking about how like we don't really do too much drinking as of lately, and we're all feeling like real creative. And Jose, you said you feel real creative when you're not drinking and you're feeling more energetic. It's like the wiring inside of our bodies is more like electrical, because our bodies, there's actually electricity in our bodies with the neurons just firing off and everything like that. And I'm wondering, like, dang, when we drink alcohol, does it like slow that down a little bit?
I mean, you hear stories about people who drink and they come up with ideas. I had the same thing where I would drink like when I was younger because I never really smoked weed, but alcohol is like my thing. I can actually drink and then just like listen to music and I come up with an idea when I was younger. But then when I started getting older, I started relying on that alcohol for new ideas.
Yeah.
And eventually just kind of make me fucking stupid with my ideas. Yeah, and it made me like it made me too slow. It made me, it made me think like, oh, this is really good when it's not at some point. Like you're forcing it, and
like that false courage that like.
Yeah, it makes you feel like, oh my god, I'm so fucking great. I'm such a great writer. Like look how much I wrote, and then you go back to it and it sounds stupid as fuck.
Dang, yeah, man. So I think we're just better off just being sober creators, guys.
Well, like I look at Eminem, and a lot of people give shit on Eminem.
When he was better when he was on drugs, though.
I do think his different writing skills back then, though, were very more aggressive and probably more personal. Where now it's maybe there's more maturity into his.
That's true.
Writing.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not gonna hate on him for being sober. I mean, it's weird to hate on someone for being sober.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's weird when people give people shit for that. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
But what about?
I do like Marshall Mathers LP. I still think that's his best album.
Have you listened to it like modern times? Like I said, modern times. Have you listened to it modern times, everybody?
Recently,
like have you recently? Thank you, Stella.
I listened to that album when I'm pissed. Yeah,
that is a good album to listen to when you're pissed. Yeah, for sure.
I was pissed at something at work, and I listened to that music. I listened to that album just to hype me up.
Yeah.
To fight.
You don't want to answer me.
Yeah, with my focus,
Oh my gosh, man, he was just unfiltered in that not podcast. I'm thinking about your podcast now. He was unfiltered on that album. Loved it.
He was unfiltered up until just like I don't know. I just feel like he's just always been unfiltered, but it's the stuff that's coming out has evolved.
It's still really good too.
It's a different level. Yeah. It's
his lyricism has just always been on another level, and wordplay, and just everything that you would want from a rapper, like an actual rapper. Yeah, not talking about like these new guys. I mean, I'm not hating on the new guys. I like some of the new stuff too. All the, like this kind of like singing, rapping or whatever, because that's kind of what's hot right now. They got all these new guys doing that auto-tune singing or whatever. They sound a lot like Lil Wayne and Young Thug now. All these new guys. I mean, I like that stuff. I mean, it's good, like turn up music or whatever, or going to the gym or whatever. But man, I love me some actual rapping as well.
Yeah, I feel like just like with like comic actors, where you see like perfect example like Jim Carrey. In the early 90s, Jim Carrey was this goofy actor or comedic actor who only did Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, right? And then he does The Truman Show, right? And then he starts to venture off a little bit more. I mean, he had his bonds with Number 23 and The Majestic. And then he does Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, right? He's like maturing in his field. And everybody wants Dumb and Dumber still.
Right.
Yeah.
But then he does Dumb and Dumber 2, and it's a complete bomb. Because you know he's not, that's not him anymore.
Not that guy anymore.
You're forcing him to do it. It's like with Eminem, the rapper. If he would have stuck to just talking shit on his mom, doing drugs, eventually it gets old.
Right.
That's why he's still relevant now, is because he's reworking his craft,
adapting and growing. And
kind of like that Jay-Z line.
I just think, like, as a good artist, like, my favorite artist is Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan to me is the best lyricist ever, and he's had 60 plus years of changing each genre. And he may lose some fans, probably because they weren't really fans, but gaining more fans because he's still making music at the age of like 77, and it's still,
that's amazing.
You know, so people just now need to like learn that, like, I get that great. Those 3 albums, Eminem shows, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers are fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to evolve as an artist. So I mean, if you just stay stuck and plateau in one kind of lane, then you definitely will lose people over time. Yeah. Unless you're Justin Bieber, they still want him to be the cute little kid on the corner singing.
Too, because all these women are like full grown now. Like, come on.
I know, right? It's like, who is it right now that's dating? Like Leonardo DiCaprio, who dates all these young people.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
He dates these like 22, 23-year-old models. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
Too young for you, bro.
Too young, right? But at the same time, it's the
Leonardo.
It's the vice versa, the women who want the younger men, but it's okay. Like Madonna, who's 60 years old, her boyfriend's 27. No one's.
I think that's disgusting too.
Remember when she French kissed Drake on stage, and Drake was like,
"Oh, did she?"
Drake threw up in his mouth a little bit. It's all over the internet still. This was a long time ago now. Probably.
I have to see this because I did not know that. That is.
You should watch it right now, on the pod.
I wonder if the genders were reversed and it was a 20, how old ever Drake was. 20-year-old woman, 50-year-old fucking singer, Mick Jagger kissing on some chick. I wonder how much shit that would have got instead.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It would have got a lot of shit.
Drake did not know he was going to get kissed by Madonna.
#MeToo.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Speaking of that, I was listening to some old school Bill Cosby stand-up comedy, and it was hilarious. I was like, dang, I see why he became what he became. Not like the guy dropping the pills in the drink, but like, you know, as successful as he was on sitcoms and everything, he was a really good comic too.
Yeah, I never listened to him.
I loved his Kids Say the Darnest Things.
Yeah, was that a special?
That shit was fucking funny.
So that was a special?
It was like, I don't know if it was like a regular thing, a show. Yeah, that was like hilarious.
I don't recall that. I'm not like a huge Bill Cosby fan to where I would know everything, but I'll look into it.
How I came to that was a class in college. It was like a child development class that had us watch that. And the shit was fucking hilarious. But so like I'm watching this as like a 22-year-old woman who just had a child, but I'm still 22 and you know, I have that like mentality, but then I also have to try to watch it from the like child development, like psychology, like side. So it was like, I have to.
Yeah, it's like weird. You want to be entertained, but you have to learn from it.
But I have to process. Like I have to see where this is coming from and why and all that shit. But it was really funny. You should check it out, especially if you're a parent. Like Jimmy's a parent. I don't think you are, but like you go and you like start like reflecting back on some of the shit your kids say, like you're like, dude, like
you know, you
kids
understand.
Are fucking crazy smart. They're so perceptive. They're like sponges, and everything they are, it's because of us. Like
that is very true.
Totally, they get that shit from us.
Jimmy, does your what do you think about Bill Cosby now? Can you still look at his work and separate what he's done, or is it that stigma still?
I still could appreciate the artist that he was. I could still appreciate how good he was at. I mean, it's still something to study if you're somebody who, you know, is into that kind of craft. I'm not necessarily into that kind of craft, but I'm somebody who appreciates artistry in all forms. So I love listening to comedy. Never tried comedy myself, never been on a stand-up mic, never been to a open mic or nothing, but just love comedy. And I love listening to people before they were famous. I like to just listen to their sets and everything. And I mean, I respect music artists and, you know, all of their stages of music. That's why, you know, listening to you talk about you being a filmmaker and, you know, the way you write scripts and set up, you know, scenes, and you're setting up the scene at the bar and just hearing about all that. I just respect artistry all around. So, you know, when it comes to Cosby and what he did as far as his comedy went and how he changed the game with the sitcoms and everything, I could still separate that from what he did. Yeah. But you know, not to say what he did was not terrible, because it was. So you know, I mean, if we were to talk about that specifically, then, you know, absolutely. I'm like, you know, not, you know, I'm not going to support that, obviously, and be like, yo, what he did, fuck it, he's just a great comedian or whatever, let him out. No, I mean, you know, not at all. But, you know, if we're just talking about the art or whatever, I mean, dude was a real genius with his craft, you know.
Because there's another topic with, like, with Chris Brown. Right. You could separate his music from him, right?
Right.
But then you hear women who still would love to date him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where's the difference though in between that? Especially with how you feel about that, where, like, okay, I can appreciate his music, but he's so hot, I would still date him. And the whole situation around, like, we don't really know the situation, really, what happened between him and Rihanna.
Yeah.
Someone got fucked. Okay. Can you still separate that though too, or?
Well, I mean, I think that's on the chick who wants to date him. You know, if she wants to take that kind of risk and see what kind of temper flares that the guy has, I mean, that's pretty much on her when it comes to that, because she's seen what happened in the public eye. So, I mean, that's, you know, a warning to her. You know, that's a red flag that maybe she should pay attention to. So hopefully she should know about that and have that in the back of her mind when she does go ahead and date the guy, because he's you know, whatever he is to her, and, you know, an incredibly talented, handsome singer that she really wants to date, that she's willing to put all of the things that has been said about him in the press and things that he's done or whatever. You know, I think it just all boils down to what kind of risk she's willing to take, and if she thinks that maybe he's not really that person, or maybe she wants to find out. I think that just depends on that, you know, because
maybe
nobody really knows.
Accustomed to that though, like that's just like there are like women who've been abused tend to like it's cyclical. It's like a pattern, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more psychological than that. So I think that chicks who are like excusing that or don't care about that probably have had some kind of history of some level of abuse in their past.
Right. That's probably true right there. They had some kind of history and they felt like it was okay. Or maybe they saw their mom go through things like that, and they seen that maybe she was okay with it. So, you know, perhaps they felt like, you know, it's just like a normal thing. It'll blow over or whatever. So yeah.
It is always interesting now that, like, you know, when I get there, you know, and I have more cameras on me, whatnot. It's like a weird thing now. We think of like celebrities and what we think of them now, you know, especially now that like the Hollywood movie star is slowly dying, and now like the streamers,
the reality on YouTube's and
are becoming these stars now, and it's weird. It's a weird thing, and I don't know, and they're both the same. But that's the issue, is that they're both the same. They both have all these skeletons in their closet. And I think actually what I was talking about in my last podcast about how the Oscars, why the Oscars ratings are so down from last.
I didn't even know they happened either.
I didn't know they were happening until the Apple News Spotlight
gave me
like a notification like, oh, the Oscars are underway. I was like, what? There's Oscars
when today?
It was Sunday.
It was Sunday.
Or you went by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I didn't even know until it was actually already happening. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, but I also think, too, part of that is because people don't really have cable anymore. It's just streaming services. Like before, when everybody had cable, like you were going to watch this shit, you know, like point. You were aware of it. But like on that note, with the difference between, you know, like talking about, you know, is Cosby canceled? Is Chris Brown canceled? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like R. Kelly is more canceled than them. I think that people are like, we can't listen to his music anymore. Like,
well, the guy's already in prison, right?
Yeah, but also they think because they think all his songs are actually about these teenage girls. So like there's that little difference.
I don't know. That's like you could say something about Michael Jackson probably, like Beat It. You know? You know,
we're not remixing any ignitions anymore. We're not stepping in the name of love anymore.
I think it's
Fisher Price.
Like we're not keeping it on the down low anymore. Like
I don't know. You go through a lot of people's work, and like Woody Allen is another one.
Woody Allen, huge.
What did Woody Allen do? Oh.
Yeah.
He like was like dating like his like
he's dating
stepdaughter, right?
Yeah, which is, you know, it is fucking weird.
It's weird.
However, like the other stuff that's surrounding him, like I didn't see the new documentary, but if you look whoever made it, I think it's
Farrow and well, because Ronan Farrow wrote a couple of books.
Yeah,
and like he called out Woody Allen
and he's the one that called out Weinstein as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So he could be possibly true, and like I said, if you watch the movie Manhattan, his character does date a 15-year-old. So life could or art can imitate life or whatever. It could be possibly true. But then again, the 60s, 70s, it is such a different place. I think Elvis was married to like a 16-year-old.
Yeah. Well, and then you think about just evolution, right? Historically, the second a girl got her period, she was married off, you know? Some girls get their periods at 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. They're children, but because they bleed, they can be wise because they can bear children. Like, and then back in those days, because of the lack of like medical fucking technology and shit like that, your lifespan was shorter. So like having a child as a teenager was like when you had it, because you probably weren't going to live to see, you know, 35, 40 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not excusing, you know, having sex with children and being with children, but biologically, like, and on an evolutionary, like, you know, lens or standpoint, like that was the way.
Things were fucking different.
Way different.
Yeah.
You know? And now we know that like your brain isn't fully developed until like 21 to 25 years old.
Shit, if that.
And all that shit. Right? So you know, like, okay, these are adolescent brains and they can't possibly, you know, and like understand this, that, and that, whatever. Yet you see children being tried as adults as young as, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, which is fucking bullshit. Don't get me down that, you know, fucking rabbit hole. But like, this is what it is. Like, we have to acknowledge this, but like, it doesn't necessarily mean we're like
it's condoning it. Wrong. I think a lot of people just have to admit it's okay to be wrong. We're so new at being humans in general, on the spectrum, that like shit's gonna constantly change. Where it's like, okay, well, we fucked up fucking 40 years ago. Okay, fuck it. We know now. Okay, we know.
Let's do better.
Let's do better. Let's not put people where they lose their jobs and lose everything else because things were a little bit different.
Cancel culture, man.
Yeah.
I like sometimes I go, oh, you're canceled, like ha ha ha, funny, but like I don't actually mean you're canceled. I think you should have the opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
And, like you're human.
I think it's funny when they try to cancel comedians.
I know, I hate that.
They literally made that joke to offend people and make other people laugh at it. So it's like it's
constantly, it is. comedians are like the people that you go to when I think comedy or comedians stand up is one of the hardest thing ever.
Fuck
just
yeah.
in the entertainment industry.
We're thinking it. They have the courage to say it.
And like, way better at saying it. Like,
yeah, the way they deliver the story.
To get up there and say it in front of people and like try to make them laugh at the same time, that doesn't seem like an easy thing to do.
No, and all these people shouldn't even be apologizing for the jokes. That's the issue I'm having. It's
if you're gonna apologize for it, just don't fucking say it.
Yeah.
Or keep being double down and be even more mean to those people.
Right.
Like Anthony Jeselnik. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do know who that is. Yeah.
He's a fucking prick and he enjoys being that guy.
He does.
And he doubles, triples, quadruples down on his jokes.
Andrew Schultz as well. Andrew Schultz.
Andrew Schultz is an animal as well.
Bill Burr.
Oh gosh, Bill Burr doesn't give a F.
Yeah, they need to stop being some of these people, and it's mostly the upcoming people or like the people who probably play at colleges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone knows all these college kids I'll be honest with you, are just kind of a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
You know, all they do is complain. That's kind of the way why I got out of film school, is because they're so about feel like they can help the world out.
Yeah.
Like anything they do out of college, they think that's what's going to improve this world.
Mm.
And it's just this constant bickering of my film is about cancer. And I'm sitting there and be like, how many more films do we need about cancer? Can you not write an original script?
Right.
Can you not create Philadelphia? Or do we just, you know what I mean? And so that's why I can't stand college, because most of these comedians play at colleges, and then
they don't like it either, from what I understand.
Yeah, they're all offended by everything they said, and then they post it on Twitter.
They're like, fuck it, damn, let me go get this check right quick, basically. But they say that playing at colleges absolutely sucks, because it's hard to get these kids to laugh at jokes, because like what you said, they just get offended by everything.
I watched this generation where he was just saying skin color like black, white, and he said yellow, and the girl's like, I don't like the way you used yellow. How else are you gonna use to describe an Asian person? I'm half Asian. Mm-hmm. So how else are you gonna describe a skin color besides yellow? I know, I get it. When I drink, sometimes my skin turns, I get the yellow glow, the Asian glow. Mm-hmm. It's not offensive at all. It's just it's what it is, and that's what's just fucking ridiculous about these people. It's like, dude, it's just a fucking skin color.
I've always been confused about that one.
Huh?
I've always been confused about that one, because I don't think anybody looks even yellowish. Maybe the olive complexion, maybe, is that what they're talking about, referring to?
It's I see my aunt and my uncles, and I they look more brownish yellow, but you could tell.
I'm I think they're more like a brown or a pale, you know what I mean? Or a combination of the two, depending on which Asian country it's from. But I know just just from growing up, being born in 1985 and growing up in the 90s, when people say that, they're referring to Asian people, or Redskins referring to Native Americans, or black, they're black people, brown, Mexicans or Latin people, or, you know what I mean?
Well, now after our last president, we got to add orange to the mix. That might be the only orange person I've ever seen in my life, actually.
No, you need to go to the Pacific Northwest, where tanning beds are rampant.
Yeah.
Are they orange out there?
People are, well, a lot of the younger girls with the blonde hair have the orange skin.
Yeah.
They don't even go in tanning beds. They go in large, full size fucking air fryers, I feel. That's probably the only way to get that orange. You got to go in an air fryer and become a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
A chicken nugget.
Eventually it gets lighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like I should probably start getting a little bit of vitamin D, a little more anyway, since Miami's coming up. I gotta get my Anthony Hasselhoff on, you know, so I gotta do a little tanning. That way I could run in slow motion on the beach. And
I just got back from Catalina, and like a week before I was gone, I found out I was gone. Like, oh shit, dude, I look pale as fuck. Like, I bought this fake tanning stuff, started rubbing all over my body.
there you go.
Yeah, and then I put too much. I started turning orange. I'm like, well, I was like, yeah, then it's gonna
Oh
fucking.
shit, you gotta fucking get a toupee now. And
Yeah,
Just gotta go full send with that one.
Yeah, ordering all the Islanders to fucking make me a sandwich. I don't know what they fucking do. But no, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's just funny, like, because a lot of people don't know, like, in the Asian culture, like, actually the Asian people are really racist to their own people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Mexicans are. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, my grandma, she thinks because she, you know, made it here that she's better than the people where she came from, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very, like, immigrant mentality.
Yeah, where, like, at the end of the day, I feel like most race are going to protect their own race than anything else.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why when I hear, like, this, like, when I drive to LA up now, and the whole Asian support Asian thing is great, you know, but at the same time, I do feel that's a little bit too much, because, like, most of the Asian people, like, screw over a lot of more Asian people. It's such a big community.
Yeah.
I mean, being Vietnamese, like, Vietnamese people don't usually like a certain other Asian people than anything else, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there needs to be more conversations about that. Like, they need to help their community first, and then ask for help from other people.
That's what I feel like too when I see, like, so you know how, like, anytime something happens, you know, to somebody who is Black, the Black community fucking rises up, you know what I mean? And they all like go in, you know, but like when that same kind of shit happens in like the Mexican community, like, we are not rising like that, you know, like, we don't have that same level. But I know that part of that too comes from immigration status. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people in the community that are afraid to rock the boat because they don't want anybody coming to them with questions. They don't want the danger of possible, you know, deportation and shit that comes with doing that.
You got to use different terminology than rock the boat, by the way.
Is that racist?
I don't think
it was just a serious pun on the topic you were talking about right now, so I caught that. I just wanted to point that out.
I don't know. Rock the boat though, so that's how I know it.
Oh well, I you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to fucking poke the bear, like.
Oh my! You can't say that.
I can't say that either.
Canceled.
Shit. You know, but and I know that's why there's less, like, you know, because now there's the whole, like, all the street vendors are getting fucked with, right? And so like, I think
don't fuck with the elote guy or the fucking fruit guy.
People are fucking with the elote guy, the flower guy. Like, these videos are popping up, and I see it in the comments because there's been a couple of them where the person doing it to the Mexican person is, like, when they're Black, like, it really fucking pisses people off because they're like, dude, like, how are you gonna do that to somebody when you know firsthand how it feels to, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then it's creating, like, that, like, inter-war there. Like, I think that I hear what you're saying, that, like, people need to, like, you know, rise up and try to, like, find solutions within their own community before, you know. But also I know that for Asian people, like Latin people, it's an immigration thing that I think prevents that from really happening, on top of the prejudice between the different you know, countries.
I think it comes with class though, a lot more than anything.
Social class, for sure.
Social class.
I mean, intersectionality is huge.
Yeah. I mean, poor is poor. Like, that's the thing. I'd rather hang out with anybody who, like, if I'm going out with somebody with beer, I want to hang out with someone that has some money, so I don't have to buy their other people some fucking beer. You know, like, I'd rather just not deal with the poor people, right? Because I don't think it becomes. I mean, is it more of a minority in the lower class? Possibly, but like, just like, so what? Here's my thing is, and this has to do with like the industry that I want to go to, because no one watched the Oscars. But you know how you go to LA, there's a shit ton of just homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shit ton of there. And I guess apparently there was a bunch of tents right outside where they host the Oscars, right? So what they did, they kicked all of them out, fucking flooded them all out, right? Meanwhile, these rich people are going inside promoting their films, and the winner of Best Picture is Nomadland. And it's about a chick who is homeless, who's walking or goes across country. And that's the one who won Best Picture. And it's become more of like, all these people that are telling us to help your neighbor, when it comes down to it, if it's in your fucking way and it's trash, you're just going to shove it out of the way.
Well, just
it's very hard to believe a lot of the stuff you kind of hear now, because at the end of the day, those people who are pointing the finger at you, saying you should do your part, are also not doing the part.
They're not doing it. Yeah, I hate when I see like celebrities who have hella money, like, you know, trying to get us to donate to some GoFundMe shit. I'm like, bro, you got the money, just fucking do it. Like, that's how I totally get it there. And to also that point where like, we hate homeless people kind of a culture.
Yeah.
To make a movie about being homeless and like bank off that shit is such a fucking slap in the face. But then also like, that's just like van life, right? Like, that's totally like a huge like trend right now. People buying vans and converting them or living out of them and like traveling around, right? But like, it was a thing before it became a YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok thing.
Yeah.
There's actually people who don't live like that by choice. So like, for people to create these videos on YouTube and make bank off of some, like, glamorizing something that's an actual situation for someone is kind of like.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, we all gotta, I'm not gonna knock the hustle either, because, you know, there's
people got to make the
a
money.
million ways to make money, and they found a way to do it. Like,
it's okay to make your money, but don't sit here and say, like, the thing again, going back to the Oscars and going back to celebrity culture, and also is that, go ahead, make your money, but then don't tell people how to live their life either, though.
Right.
Like, you do your thing, fine, as long as you're not physically hurting somebody or screwing someone over at the end of the day. Make your money, but don't tell someone else how. Just let them live their life. You know, no one needs to be told how to fucking vote or how to like donate your money. You know what I mean? No one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Especially when no one has money.
Right.
So
I don't like it when I'm at the grocery store and the little screen comes on. Do you want to donate to the dog shelter of America? I'm like, nah, bro.
No.
As you can see, I got this clearance rack bread right here.
I got these coupons. I got
it's
these coupons
2 days away from being expired. No, just oh man,
that clearance fucking meat because it's about to expire.
I'm like, is that mold? They're like, yeah, you could just scrape it off though. Anyways, would you like to donate to the dog shelter of America? No, I absolutely would not.
And they try to get you with the animals though, because they know people will help animals before they help people. But there you go. That's that.
That's crazy, but yeah. It's good money. It's a good money thing. They probably collect like 60 cents out of that.
For real though.
Oh yeah.
I wonder because they do that at Panda Express quite often. Bless you.
Oh my God.
Salute.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. They do that at Panda Express a lot. They're like, do you want to round to the next dollar to make a donation? I'm like, I mean, I guess. Like, you kind of like cornered me right now.
You know what I mean? Hell no. I have no problem.
2 cents.
That's like what you guys were just talking about kind of makes me feel like they're cornering me to like kind of make me like feel like I have to do something, you know?
Yeah.
And I do wonder how much of that donation goes to wherever they say that is going, you know?
Shit, I guarantee half the people who donate just want to put their name on the stars and said they donated.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is, for the clout. It's not to actually out of the kindness of your heart. It's you just want people to know that you fucking donated.
Man, dude, I gotta say, man, that's one of my pet peeves is when people do something charitable and really nice just for the clout of posting a video online.
Of them feeding homeless people and shit like that. Like I do that shit all the time, but I don't fucking film it. I let them have some dignity.
Right.
Like,
do you think that person wants to be viral on the internet? Like, what if they're trying to get out of that rut? They don't want nobody to know. And now they're hiding viral from on the someone. Internet.
Yeah.
You know?
No one wants to see their low point on life while you're banking in on.
Right. I don't want your video of being kind to go viral and it's my lowest point ever. Now it's on the fucking internet forever. Like, thank you very much, you asshole.
Yeah.
But I like when it works out for the person on the other end. Like I don't know if you guys remember this. Do you remember that viral video of a guy standing on a corner and he had like a radio voice? And, And he he ended up having like a lightweight career off of his radio voice.
That's dope.
That's dope. I like it when it benefits them in that kind of way. They're like, oh, we got to find that guy. And then they find him because they're like super talented. I think like if they did that, you know, like maybe they ran into the person, helped them, discovered like some kind of talent. And they're like, dude, I'm going to film you, put you on the internet. I think that like this can be something. And then that person gets help and then like, you know, elevates them, takes them to that next level. I like those kind of stories, but not the ones where they do it just for the clout.
Right.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. That was like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's not really like a beat or anything, but the guy on skateboarding with the cranberry juice.
Oh yeah. Dog face or some shit like that.
Something like that. And I'm sitting there like, fuck this guy. This guy, all he did was skateboard and film and stuff, playing Fleetwood Mac.
Drinking
cranberry juice, and this guy gets a fucking truck.
Yeah, he got a house. He got all kinds of shit. He got all the celebrities, everything.
Yeah,
that's dope, man.
I mean, like man. Half of me is hating because, you know, if you listen to my podcast, I hate half the time. It's just out of petty. But like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, I could have just picked up my skateboard, shaved my head, skateboard down to my job, and fucking put it on
a bottle of ocean spray,
which no one ever drinks.
I think it just all comes down to right place, right moment, right time in technology. You know, it just everything worked out for Dogface.
Yeah.
You know, he just, you know, he was just feeling the vibes, put on some fly music, started skateboarding, drinking the bottle, not giving a damn, and just those vibes alone, you know, blew him up. But I think that's dope, man. I like stories like that, actually. I mean, I know it's like, dang, really? That's all
I'm happy for the guy, but I'm just like, damn, like maybe if I knew how to ride the skateboard, you know, like
like you said, you can't. I'm not gonna get mad for the hustle. He's making.
But there's something to learn from somebody like Dogface, because if you look at his videos before that, he always just had like a great time, you know, dancing around and all that, and it seems like he's somebody who, you know, lived an average life, you know, but, you know, just having fun all the time. And then, you know, just the great positive energy ended up becoming something for him. And now he's gaining all these things because of the positive vibes that he brought to the world. So I think that's something to learn from right there.
1000%. He seemed genuine. Like he just enjoyed making silly TikTok videos. And then like his consistency kind of really helped push that algorithm as well to
good for him
blow up. 1000%.
See, that's something to learn from right there. Just like in terms of like utilizing platforms too. You know, like I'm
just saying, good for him, happy for him. But at the same time, I'm sitting there like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like,
your time is coming though, Jose. The next film that you're putting that 10K on, that you got this amazing script for, that's the one right there. That's the one they're gonna come across at a Sundance festival or something like it. They're gonna say, Jose, we need to have a meeting, and then they're gonna be like, we want to offer you $10 million to buy the rights to this movie, and you're gonna be like, sold.
That's any dick to get this thing sold.
You're gonna be like sold, man.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be you, man.
You're like, introduce me to Harvey. I got him.
You're like cooking that. Harvey's gonna be like, I really, really love the film, Jose.
Yeah.
But
probably all thin now too. He doesn't even.
I want to see that cooking with Jose right quick.
Yeah. He's like, you need to show up in that apron.
Oh, my naked apron.
Get in that apron.
Make him some eggs.
He's like, first, I want to buy your film from you, but first, I want some breakfast. And he's gonna crack your eggs, boy.
An Oscar, fuck it. Let's
go.
Hey man, I mean, hey, who knows? That might be how really Hollywood works, and I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, look at Lil Nas X. He was supposed to be a one-hit wonder. I'm just saying, like, come on, Old Town Road, like, come on, like that just blew up out of nowhere, right? And all of his other music not hitting like that, right? And now all of a sudden he's like one of the biggest artists again. And he didn't come out as a LGBT community at first, and then once he did, and once he started really repping that, now all of a sudden he's one of the biggest artists right now. Who knows? I mean, that might be how Hollywood works. That's how a lot of people believe Hollywood works. He probably went and made somebody at Interscope Records some eggs.
Well, he definitely gave the devil a lap dance, so that helped.
I heard about that. I don't know a lot about that guy. I know he's a gay rapper. That's all I know. That's really all I know. I don't really listen to his music, but I know it's something about the Nikes. I heard about the Nikes thing and like what is it, Saturn or Satan?
Yeah, I think he was wearing the Nikes. I think
you need to put your apron on and give Satan a lap dance while making breakfast.
That sounds
there
like
you go.
Shit that I have to do.
I feel like
what would Satan eat?
Probably some eggs.
Something like
deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, yeah. Or like shrimp a la Diabla, like.
Ooh, I love me some shrimp a la Diabla.
Good. It's so good.
Man, you got me
fire.
Thinking right quick. Oh snap! Call up DoorDash.
Right you guys now.
When that show goes back on, you guys make a request. I'll cook it for you guys.
Oh,
yes,
man.
Yeah. That's happening.
Absolutely.
Go outside too. I told my girlfriends like, let's get some like crickets and lizard shit, and like let's make this actually like fun. Like
crickets and lizards.
Like I'll eat some weird shit.
Oh yeah, eat weird stuff. What you should do is like Google recipes, like the strangest recipes from around the world, recreate them, like the shit that people were like, ugh, like cringe at for sure.
I'll tell you what else you should do. You should never mind. I was gonna give you. I'm gonna give you this idea, but I'm gonna do it off of recording.
Yeah. I'm down. Because now that like I have everything all set, like with my website and was just on the coastproductions.com, I'm just more learning how to market myself and how I want to be. Like I said, my podcast is basically just me. Give me a little preview of just like me ranting about the skateboard guy, Dogface.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Just like talking shit and just kind of going off of gut emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be completely stupid and wrong.
Right.
It's okay, man.
No.
Every episode, you're just trying to get canceled, basically.
Yeah, basically.
It's like the countdown to canceled.
Yeah. So far, no one's listening. No, I'm just joking.
Start a podcast beef with somebody. Start a podcast beef with another podcast.
Somebody started a podcast beef with us.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I was like, we made it. And they stole our idea.
I heard about your podcast through Jordan. That worked at Sublime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's always like, hey, you go watch it. And then I looked it up and everything. I was like, oh, good for her.
That surprises me. I had no idea. Like, we're not even Instagram friends, me and Jordan.
Oh.
So
he's the one that told me. I think it was. I'm like 95% sure it was.
Shout out Jordan.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jordan.
Yeah. He told me about it. I was like, oh, good for her. And good for you guys.
Stella's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, you guys
solid peeps. How long have you been? What, a year now in this?
Almost. Not a year yet. It'll be a year in June.
Dude, congrats.
Thanks.
For you guys.
I know.
It's hard to be consistent.
We've literally done an episode at least one episode. Well, okay, so in 2020, it was one episode a week. And since 2021, it's been 2 episodes a week. We started doing our guest episodes in 2021. So we drop a guest episode every Friday, and then we do our thing on Monday. Now we do our live streams, which really brought in. Because like we I don't know if you've listened, but our goal for subscribers for YouTube in 2020, when we first started this, we're like, let's get 100 subscribers by the end of the year, you know, when we started in June. And at the end of the year, we had almost 500. We had about 500. So we like blew our first goal out of the water. And then at the beginning of this year, we're like, okay, by the end of 2021, we're going to have 1,500 subscribers, you know, like, and we're already almost at 4,000. Like, we're at like 37 something right now. So we're just like, let's go. Let's keep on trucking, you know,
get to the next.
Consistent. Like if you say Monday and Thursday, you're on Monday and Thursday, you know, unless something or something like that. Like last week I was in Catalina, you know, I'm not going to record anything because on Sundays I go to LA all days and I just have no time to record. But like as you guys are being consistent and putting out video after video, build up your followers.
When we travel, we're starting to do, like, we did a vlog when he came down here to San Diego, which the people really like responded well to. So that might be something that you could do, like when you're going to LA to do your thing or whatever. Like, people just like to know what the fuck we're doing. Like, if they're following you, like just like with Instagram, like there's people whose stories who they'll show you their whole fucking day and you'll watch it. You know what I mean? Like, if people are interested in you and what you're doing, they'll be interested in watching you in your actual day-to-day life, you know? Which is it's a lot of work.
People love vlogs. I love vlogs. I like watching vlogs.
I like vlogs too, and it's a lot of work to be constantly creating content like that and pumping it out.
It is,
But like, and that's the thing, like everybody starts a podcast because they're like, we just talk, and people think it's really easy. And it is, and it isn't, because
take some work.
If you want it to do well, then you really have to like put the work in. And
it's
and
like,
that's the hard part.
Talking to yourself. I started talking by myself, and it's like, it's hard.
It's good to have a co-host.
It is. It's a lot easier to have a co-host.
It's amazing to have a co-host, or at least
if you ever want us to come on your pod, we will.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down.
Super down.
Totally with that.
I record Mondays, so if you guys free Monday morning or even Sunday night.
People keep inviting Estela and like not me, so I'm like, all right.
I was on one
I'm
podcast.
A cool time too.
I have 4 months.
Me?
But anyway, I have to start going now.
No, you're good. Tell everybody where they can find you.
So my Instagram is josecantu.otc, which is on the coast. My website is onthecoastproductions.com. You can find my podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. It's building. You know, I'm learning back again.
It's a good podcast.
Somewhere.
I like it.
And I came back on.
What's it called again? What's it called again?
The Most Ignorant and Unfiltered Podcast.
There you go, guys. There you go. Those of you who are listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Cantu.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great times. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you next episode. We out.
SideFriend Slide Thru.